time to start my coverage of 2021 sports anime, and while it would have made sense to pair Skate Leading Star with 2.43 Sinin High School Volleyball Team, as it would let me knock out 2 series off my list of 2021 animes, I will however be pairing Skate Leading Star with 2016's Cheer Boys, as both feature a score of boys performing a sport that is considered more feminine in nature. Let's go over them and see whether they are in fact worth watching. So first up is Skate Leading Star from Studio JC Staff. The story is about Kenshi Mishima, who was a child prodigy in figure skating, but he isn't the only prodigy born in that generation. Thus he always came up second to the other prodigy, Ryo Shinozaki. But Mishima challenged Shinozaki and stated that he would quit if he lost. Failing to win, Shinozaki told him to quit. So Kenshi left the world of figure skating. Now in high school, he's approached by Ryo's half-brother, Hayato, who wishes to see his undefeated brother taken down a peg. But he can't do it because of an injury that left him unable to skate. But he tells Mishima that Ryo is entering the sport of skate leading, where teams of 5 skaters skate in tandem to put on performances. So Kenshi must make peace with a high school skate leading team who all have beef with him from their childhood, as well as clashing personalities. So they must overcome these issues and come together to beat the rival schools and finally beat Ryo and his team. But what strengths and weaknesses does the series have? First up, the skating is very well animated, even if the series does its best finding an excuse to not put the work in. But the few times we do get to see it, it impresses. Also, I will say that each team feels distinctive, at least in their ace. There are the twins, the former teammate, the idol, and our 2 core teams. On the flip side of that fact, however, each team has 5 competitors, as well as any named member in the supporting team, like coaches or stylists. So, there are a lot of characters, and expecting any development outside of the aces is an afterthought. This is very disappointing, especially as several members of the main team lose out on development, leaving them rather bland. They have one characteristic that makes up their character. There is some promise. The episode where the idol team goes against the former teammates team for the final spot of the finals is very strong, and has a nice sense of tension as you could see either team winning. I think reducing the number of side teams, and giving the few it does keep stronger storylines, would have been a better decision, as the core story itself isn't all that great. Like, it's fine, but when the reveal is that their rivalry was based on a misunderstanding, it kind of sucks the air out of the eventual victory. As when Shinozaki said quit, he meant only temporarily, so Mishima could deal with the stress of losing his parents. He just has poor communication and people skills. Not a bad series, and could have been retooled into a better series, but as is, pretty average. Now let's switch on over to Cheer Boys, which is about a group of college boys getting together to form a male cheerleading team, with each of the guys using this experience to grow as individuals, with 3 of them receiving longer arcs that go through the entire series. Those being our main protagonist Haruki, a former judo practitioner who's currently sitting out an injury, but is currently going through some self-doubt as his sister is a much better practitioner. So he's hoping that cheerleading can be the hobby that he can make his own, but you'll have to get over the fact that what he's doing is considered embarrassing for a man to do, as well as mend the relationship with his sister that is soured when he makes the move to cheerleading. There's also Kazuma, who leads the formation of the squad, but has ulterior motives that, while good-hearted, are still ulterior motives, as he's hoping to restore the memories up to his grandma, who can only remember his parents, who both cheered. Lastly, there's Sho, who needs to get over the trauma of watching a teammate get injured after he was unable to catch her. The first 5 episodes are the formation of the team and focuses on the core 7 members of the group, all of which get the strongest development out of the cast. After that, we shift focus to the new group of guys who joined the team, as well as their interplay with the core group, as they work forward to getting ready for nationals. I really like all their stories, even if some of the characters in the later group have to share story arcs, such as the breakdancing twins and the trio of punks. But the series makes sure each member gets some development, no matter how small. However, watchers looking for a well-animated cheering will be a bit disappointed. That's not to say that the cheering shown is bad, it's just not the focus of the series. It's more of a conduit that allows our characters to go through their arcs. So, those looking for the iShow 21 version of cheerleading will be a bit disappointed. But I do believe Cheer Boys tells a good story. Those looking for some Achillean content will find some, but the bonds are more platonic in nature. I'll let you do with that information what you will. My only complaints are that Tan is played for laughs a bit too much. He's an overweight character, and the joke that he's the only one with a girlfriend is a bit mean. Just because he's overweight doesn't mean he's less deserving of love, but he is an incomplete joke and has a decent sub-story, just something to note. But those looking for a sports series outside of the standard tournament story should definitely put this on their to-watch list.